Hello, good fellas, and welcome back to Ask Tony Tuesday. A short announcement really quickly. We are extending the sale, the remnant sale, for a whole nother month. So for the whole month of October, you can still get a remnant piece for $45 a square foot, or with no fabrication, no installation, if you just want to come and pick it up for $25 a square foot.
I figured it was only fair since we had so much rain and all the remnants are outside. It's really hard to shop for.
So you have till October 31st to take advantage of our sale.
If you haven't got a clue, Tony's got the answer for you.
2 questions for you today.
Okay.
First one of the day. What appliances should you avoid when you are getting quartz countertops?
Quartz countertops, okay. Basically, quartz countertops are heat resistant up to 400 degrees. So just check your appliances and make sure that they don't reach 400 degrees or greater. I haven't had any experiences, but then again, I don't really have any quartz in my house. But I've heard that there are certain air fryers that get hotter than 400 degrees. So that I would worry about. Like I said, I would just check the appliances, toaster ovens, all different kinds of gadgets today. I would just make sure that it didn't get any hotter than 400 degrees. And, I would never put a hot pot or pan off the stove or out of the oven on it, which, you can do with stone. Because quartz has that resin base to it, it will fail under that extreme heat. So just, check your appliances, make sure don't get hotter than 400 degrees, and just be careful with anything, like I said, hot pots and pans off the stove or out of the oven. Yeah. And you should be good.
Yeah. Even those, what are they called? That you make pot roasts?
Crock pots, yeah.
Crock pots, crock pots yeah. Too.
And it's, the bottom, that's where the heating element is, usually in the bottom, and that's the part that's closest to the surface of the countertop. So, just those are, because we can't fix it, Yeah. The beauty of stone is if you do something to stone, whether it's a crack, a scratch, there's a pretty good chance we can fix it. When it comes to something on quartz like that, on the surface of quartz, it's almost impossible to fix it.
Yeah, because it warps the stone.
It warps the stone, and it burns it, and there's nothing you can really do to fix it other than replace it.
So just keep an eye out for that if you're thinking about quartz countertops, or if you have quartz countertops, make sure you don't put anything over 400 degrees on it, just because of the risk of messing it up and then having to get new ones. Second question of the day.
Number 2.
How much machinery goes into fabrication? Because I know we have a lot of different tools.
And that's a good question, but and it can range. It can range to, there's guys that have a 1-car garage with basically a skill saw on a track, where they lay the slab down flat on a table, and they have this rail. It's called a rail saw or a track saw, and they lay the rail down and they clamp it down and they run basically a skill saw. And you'll see maybe guys, in videos just laying on it, cutting it like this with a water-fed skill saw, and that's a track saw. And listen, some guys do it forever. Usually when a guy starts to shop, that's kind of where they start. They start with that kind of, because, bridge saws, CNC machines are big investments. So a lot of guys start with a small track saw or a rail saw. And then as you progress, as the shops get bigger and better, then you kind of progress into a bridge saw, and then from a bridge saw to maybe to a second bridge saw to a CNC machine. But it's a matter of comfort. Some guys start with the bridge saw, with a track saw, stay with a track saw. We started with a bridge saw, and we went into a second bridge saw. And the second bridge saw has a CNC capability. So we're not as high tech as there's some shops in Allentown or down in King of Prussia where everything is CNC machines.
Yeah.
And they have the workload to do it. And CNC machine, you spend $500,000 on a CNC machine. Mm-hmm. You better be running that thing nonstop. That's a huge investment. Mm-hmm. We don't do, we do a lot of custom kitchens. We don't do a lot of, if you're doing a lot of repeat 200 hotel rooms, all the same size, you're running a lot of stuff like that, then that's where you want to run your CNC. You just program them in, feed the slabs on the table, and it just keeps cutting.
Yeah.
For us, everything we do is custom. So we don't, the chances of us cutting two kitchens exactly the same are pretty slim.
Yeah.
So for us, having the two tracks, having the two bridge saws, and the one with the CNC capacity fits what we do perfectly. So, I mean, like I said, you can go from a track saw, on a rail. That gets you by, and your customers are happy with the work that comes out. The better the machinery, the better your fabrication is going to be.
Yep.
Every time you move that track saw, I mean, if it's not dead plumb and level, then whatever you're cutting isn't going to be dead level and straight, and you got to move it a lot. So the chances of making a mistake are greater. So the more equipped you get, the better your equipment is, the better your fabrication is going to be. It's whatever you feel comfortable with doing. If you're not comfortable with high-tech stuff, then don't waste your money with high-tech stuff. But and like I said, I mean, for us to be fully automated with CNC machines, we don't do enough, track homes and stuff like that, repetitive type tops to do CNC. That would be foolish for me to invest $500,000 in a machine that I'm not only going to run half the time. But the equipment we have right now is perfect for what we do.
That's all we have for you guys this week. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. We will see you again next week, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. See you later. Hello, good fellas, and welcome back to Ask Tony Tuesday.